Dominate. 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 I'm talking domination.
Welcome. This is the Prodigal Son podcast, and we on episode 22. We can be found on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, and on Spotify. I'm your host, Vincent Warren, a.k.a. Mr. Dominate, and we got my guys with me.
What up? It's Yashanasa.
Karatazata Maya.
What's up, man? How y'all doing today?
Man, good, man. I'm blessed to be here, man, and just happy to be here, too.
Same, blessed. Highly favored, man. All praises to the Most High.
Man, y'all fresh.
Trying to get on your level, bro.
You knew we was
You
coming
been
in.
fresh, though.
Hey,
You been
today-
fresh. See, they don't know you been fresh.
Today, I dumped it down. You see, I'm mixing brands. I got Jordan, Adidas. I don't even do that. I'm like, man, I was running behind, but Chris, hey, what's up, man?
Hey,
Chilling, bro.
What's the joke? You got me today.
You
man.
got me.
You got me today.
That's all.
But I always give flowers, man. I appreciate y'all showing up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all supporting the podcast, man.
for sure.
I love y'all. You feel me? I know. I think we as black men don't tell other black men enough that we love them. You feel me?
For sure.
It's too. I think people think it's too masculine or whatever.
Yeah.
We ain't real ones, but
Yeah.
I love y'all as black men. Love y'all as fathers, as husbands, or whatever. You
Fact.
feel me?
For
As
sure.
men of God. You feel me?
Absolutely.
We gotta stick together. You feel me?
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
appreciate y'all showing up.
Yeah.
Chris, you reached out and
Absolutely.
and I think that's great because a lot of times, sometimes we think we too good
Yeah.
to ask for something. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure. And I saw what you've been doing, you know what I'm saying? And I like how you've been interviewing, I'm pretty sure, like, family members. Like, I saw the one you did with your uncle. I really like that one. It's always good to hear from the older generation because they gonna give you some wisdom
For sure.
all the time. You know what I'm saying? We a brother at our church always say, like, his father told him, you can't beat experience.
Mhm.
So, we always should have an open ear to our elders. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I saw snippets of the one you did with the two children too, or the
Okay.
younger
My
brothers.
nephews.
Yeah, man, that was some good question, and it's good to hear their perspective as well. So,
Okay.
the Lord put it on my spirit to reach out, man, because hey, we gonna see where it go.
For sure. Well, for people that don't know, me and bro went to school together.
For sure.
You
For
feel
sure.
me? I ain't talked to you in a while.
It's been a while.
It's been
man.
some years.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna say our age, but you feel me? It's been some years. It's been some years.
Yeah.
And then come to find out, bro, you stay in my own hood. You feel me? so we all locked in some way.
Yes, sir.
But we gonna get started from the jump, man. How did you guys come up? Like, how did you guys come up? Did you guys come up in music? Do you always want to do music?
I always wanted to do music since I probably say about the 6th grade. I started doing music. So I watched this movie called The Crush Groove. I don't know if you know
No,
about
I
that.
don't know about
See,
the
you ain't
Crush
hip the Crush Groove. So
Okay.
my brother-in-law put me on the movie Crush Groove, and I saw LL Cool J come in, and he was like, box. And then the beat dropped, and he just started going. And they, you know what I'm saying? And they was about to pull the gat on him at first.
Okay.
But when he started spitting, they was like, oh, snap. And I just got hooked. I'm like, man, I want to do that. So,
Okay.
So it was Crush Groove and House Party. The rap battles at House Party.
Which one? The first one?
The first one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. When Kid be like, take the mic, too late. I didn't blew it up. I was like, oh. So look, man, I always wanted to rap, bro. Like, so 6th grade, like, me and my friends, we had a rap group. Yeah, man, like, we really enjoyed it, took it serious. Well, not that serious, but it was just something to do at the time. But it was like the more I did it, I started growing a love for it. Cause back then I had a greater love for sports.
Okay.
Football was my thing.
I remember you played ball.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's
Man, again, shout out to the Blue Jays, bro. You feel me? I don't know what that school called now, but
I think they're the Warriors or
Man,
something
I
like
don't even
that.
wanna know
But
about the
we
Warriors.
we the Blue Jays.
we the Blue
You know what I'm
Jays.
saying?
You feel me? So what about you, bro?
Same, man. I just started, basically I started making beats first before I started rapping. And this is when FL Studio was early. I downloaded on LimeWire. I don't know if y'all know about LimeWire, but got the program for free. Was just making beats. And after so long of making beats, this was probably about like 2000, I'd say 2004. For anybody who know me, you already know how we was locked in on the FL Studio and making beats. That turned to rapping. And it's crazy how we all here right now, but I met this brother dealing with the music. We both went to Bowling Green State. At this point, we probably both been rapping for a while. And there was a shout out to Mars, if you watching this or if you ever see this. And Will Dub and all them, they put together this collegiate mixtape for the whole campus, all the artists to get on and collaborate on one mixtape. Everybody had like a song and a half. And I met this brother through that, and we were making music. And I think we both have been making music all the way until we reconnected. And now we make music for the Most High, and we just reconnected kind of on that. Well, the Most High, but now we back making music together, and it's crazy how that even happened. But that's I think we just been doing it forever, and now I know I could say for me, I'm finally seeing fruits from it because of the reason why I'm doing it now versus, I never really took it serious back then.
That's key.
So let me ask y'all this. So going back to what you said, you doing music for the Most High. So did you begin off doing like hood music, street music? You feel me? Or was it what type of?
I know for me, you could probably call it that. It wasn't never like super street because that wasn't the life that I lived, but it definitely wasn't like a tasteful type of situation. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, but
yeah. I definitely made secular music, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, it wasn't nothing like crazy street, but I was definitely rapping about stuff that I ain't never did, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, first coming out, like I was big on punchlines. So, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was, quote unquote gun bars or whatever the case may be, I look back at it, it's funny now because like I say, I was rapping about stuff I ain't had no business rapping about or knew anything about, you know what I'm saying? But even before I started making music for the Lord, as I got older and became a man, I changed my content and started rapping about things that I was actually going through and things that I knew that could help people.
Okay.
The scriptures say that, when you become a man, you put away childish things. And that was key for me. Even what I would listen to, it just wasn't feeling me no more. You know what I'm saying? It was like, bro, like, okay, we start talking about something. Like, give me something I can relate to. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, my question to both of you guys, everybody has their coming to Jesus moment. So, I had mine where it was like, okay, a crossroad. If you going this way, you going this way. And for y'all, at what point did it, because I know when you change, the music changed. It ain't like that you're going to change and keep rapping about this.
Right.
For sure.
So when you changed, the music had to change.
Yeah.
So at what point in your life did it, like what happened to what switched it? At what point did it switch for y'all?
So, man, that's a heavy question because it's like, I'm gonna try to start from the top. So I was raised in the church.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My mom's raised me in the church. Like I could argue with her about a lot of things, but I could never argue with her about going to church. Like I vividly remember getting popped in the mouth about saying I ain't want to go to church.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always had that embedded in me. You know what I'm saying? I sung in a choir, children's choir, always had that embedded in me. But as I became older and started going through things, and just started, looking more into things. And as life happened, I kind of like strayed away from how I was raised and started just looking into other things and like, I you could say kind of lost my way, you know what I'm saying? And, like I said, I was looking into multiple things, even other religions. And, I'm gonna just be honest, like, seeds were planted in me. People would start saying like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Bible is really our history. It's really quote unquote so-called black history. Right. And I would keep hearing this from certain people, one being mainly my brother. But, when I would start looking up certain things, when I would see it like on YouTube or whatever, the example that I would see on the initial search it wasn't things that I would see that were people were leading with Christ, right? So it turned me off. So I'm like, man, I can believe that this is our history, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not 100% with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not 100% with what I'm seeing when I look up how other people who have this belief are behaving. So
You know, I don't mean to cut you off, but you know
Yeah.
what they say: a good lie is always half the truth.
yeah, absolutely, and that's key too. Because there's truths in everything. There's truths in every religion. There's some
sure.
truth in every
For sure,
religion,
for
right?
sure.
But you know, I was on the search for the truth, right?
Okay, for
Which
sure.
we know the truth is Christ, you know. So anyway, long story short, I just was searching, bro, and I was lost. I didn't really know what to believe anymore. I started still, you know, I still had that foundation and still believed in the word. I got back to believing in the word, but I was still lost because I would say the church that I grew up in, you know, amazing church, right? But I'll just say like that traditional version of Christianity that we have been accustomed to dealing with in the Baptist church or the so-called black church, you know, I just felt it was more out there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't enough truth. So long story short, bro, because I can go on and on, but long story short, I ran back into this brother, right? So we had met in college. Like I said, we did the music together in college. This brother had left, and I believe went to the army, and then you know we disconnected for a couple years, and I ended up running into him through a mutual friend, and I ended up running into him through a mutual friend, and you know, we reconnected and he was there debating with two other brothers, and they were in my frat at the time. So um he was debating with these two brothers, and just what he was saying, I was just like, dang, bro, what do you believe in? Like, cause look, they was laughing at him.
Mhm.
Because, you know, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when you speaking from the word, if you're not in the word, to those who don't know, it could sound like a fairy tale. It could just sound outrageous. It could sound crazy, but he coming from the word, and I'm like, I was all ears.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, what you deal with? And we was just like, you know what I'm saying? He was just feeding my spirit the rest of the night.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know, where you go to church? And he invited me to the church, and literally, there's no looking back since then. Like, you know, I became a fervent student of the word, and you know, and this is all praises to the Most High. This is not me, but now I know the Bible better now. You know what I'm saying? I say I've been dealing with this, you know, newfound knowledge, I'll say, for about 6 years now. But I grew up my whole life in the Christian church, and I'll say within the first year, I knew more about the Bible than I ever did my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So, I would say that was my come to quote unquote come to Jesus moment, was, you know, officially, you know, running into this brother, him bringing me into a church with like-minded people, really seeing how Christ's church, you know, should operate. And that was it from there. It's no looking back from there.
Looking back, I mean, I had a similar story. Me and a couple of my brothers who are actually a part of our church now, we was just searching, man. We was wondering why our people in particular are just so disenfranchised in the earth. Why we don't own a lot of stuff, why we not in power, why we don't have certain amenities and things that we can look at other cultures and see, why we don't have a culture. And we was actually just looking for the culture. Where is our culture? It's not, we refuse to accept rap music and entertainment as black culture or quote unquote black culture. So we was searching. One Google search led to a YouTube search, led to this, to that, till we came across the eldership that we under right now. And ever since, like, that first video we saw, man, I think the videos back then used to be 3, 4, 5 hours long, the lessons.
Yep.
I think we was watching 5 lessons a day just because the information we had never heard nothing like that. So we just watching. I mean, watching. When I say watching, one video after another, just receiving the information, reading the scriptures, and then we found a new love for the Bible when we saw, because I had never been in the Bible as deep as that. My grandparents, both my grandmothers on both my father and my mother's side, they was both in the church. My grandmother on my mother's side was a minister and all that. We used to go to church, all that, but I had never heard the Bible taught this way. So I always believe in God. I always believe in Jesus. You know, if you look on my arm, I got white Jesus tattooed on my arm before I even came into any understanding, because I love Jesus. I understood. But reading this Bible on this level is what really brought me to him, and being baptized, because I actually had the knowledge to go along with the zeal and the love. I had the reasons why, the real reasons why, according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I say that was my come to Jesus moment. And like when I reconnected with this brother, this brother really helped re-cement my love and my faith in this, because to have, like he was talking about, the brothers I was talking to, they was somewhat in this understanding, but you know, we was having our back and forth and whatnot. But to have a brother who come, oh, what's this? And we talk about it, and then I invite him to the church, and the brother been a part of it ever since then. It's just one of them things that kind of restamp it. Like, okay, this my guy. He rocking with this. It ain't, you know, it's not no BS. Come on. And that just help you stay strong. The more brothers that come into this fight with you, especially people you know outside of this, it just get that, it's like that workout. Like, yeah, I got soldiers with me that's gonna fight this fight with me. And that's just, like you said, ever since then, it's just been.
So, bro said you was in the service.
Oh yeah.
How long was you in the service?
I was in the service for about 4 years. I only did Army Reserve, so I went to basic training, and that was an experience, man. I wouldn't change anything about my life, but that's one of them things where during it, you're like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I did this, but when you look back, the things you receive from it, the structure, the teamwork, the integrity, the order, all that stuff, I feel like every man should experience something similar to that. Even if it's not boot camp, some form of that gets you, you know, you build teamwork, you build just being able to accountability, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Keeping up with your equipment. All those things are small, bite-sized little lessons that every man should learn, every man should know. And it just made me, it's definitely a part of who I am today. So,
okay.
You know.
So I know I was listening to you guys' music on the internet the other day. Bro sent it to me. And just to keep it being with me, when I listen to what I consider gospel music, I'll be a hard critic. Like, trash, buds, turn this off, you feel me? Yeah. It's only a couple people that I know who really nice with it. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So one of my homeboys that do my track, Max, he used to rap, he nice. But then when I listen to y'all like nice. You see? Y'all like y'all nice. Because it's like, I don't know, I think it be too much church people trying to bring secular into the world and just not bringing their own stuff. Like, bro, like, hey, God gave you this sound. Right. Give them your sound.
Exactly.
You can't pretend to be them,
right?
And then let it push. Like, it ain't gonna work like that.
Right.
It's gotta be your sound.
That's right. And it's crazy because like when I first came into this understanding, and really got into the scriptures, I was gonna give music up, bro. Like, because I was just like, I don't know. I just felt like it was vain. It was vanity. It was, can I still do it and still give God the glory that he, deserves, right? And I was gonna give it up, but the Lord just told me, like, use this gifts that I gave you to help others and bring them to me. You know what I'm saying? This is the real reason why I gave you the gift.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like, it's a blessing for sure.
It's crazy you say that, because I ain't gonna say I had given music up at this point. And if you talk to the brother, you talk to Dave and all them, man, that first album that the Peculiar People put out, I wasn't on it. I produced probably 1 or 2 beats on there, but I was just like, man, after all these years I had been doing music, it had yielded nothing, Of course, because I wasn't doing it for the right reason, but I was just like, why keep doing this? I moved over into doing the graphics and doing other things, and then the brothers, when the body of work that they put out, it inspired me to just get involved. And when I got involved, the first full track was Water. I produced it, got you on there. And when he got on there, and my shout out Anav Yapa, he got on there, and I was like, we can do this.
Yeah.
This is why the Most High gave us this gift
Right.
for real, because the way it sounded, above all, even beyond what it sounded like, his people responded to it in a positive way. It gave they gave them his word to music, and I just felt like, okay, this what it was all for. All them years of making that BS was practice so that I can come and bring these gifts for the right reason. So
And the Lord, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the Lord is a perfect architect too, because it's like me, him, and our brother Anav, you know, we did music, like I say, like we talked about in college, and now full surface, you know, or full circle all the way around, like now we together still doing music, but we doing music for the Most High God, and it's just a blessing, because it's like he knew what was up, like he saw it back then, like, yeah, okay, y'all don't even know what I'm gonna really use y'all for. You know what I'm saying?
If you think about it, if we never did music at BG, I would have never met you.
That's
because
right.
that's what it was all about.
Yeah.
And like you said, to bring that all the way years and years and years later for us to be making music for the Most High, and above all, still being a part of his flock and his church, you can't make that up. You can't, you know.
And I even seen the production with the videos. It's top tier.
He shoots our video.
No, it's top tier.
All praises to the
So
Most High.
like one thing about me, I don't care what I do. I want everything done in perfection.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
So if I can do it perfect over here,
Mhm.
I can do it perfect over here. And when
That's
I
right.
feel, I'm like, man, this is grade A.
Man,
Right. All praises.
to
All
the
praises.
Like I don't want to. I'm a hard critic, so I
Bro.
came here like, man, bro, you could have did a better job. You feel me? But
No, I
it's
appreciate
top
that.
tier. Like
Man.
All praises.
I'm about to hit him up. Like, hey, bro, man, you fire with the drone, man.
All praises,
You
all praises.
get busy on there.
Let me know, man. If you want to link on something like that, let me know. But again, none of this is possible. Is possible without the Most High. And the thing about us, we got to always bring our best effort, especially when it comes to the Most High and His people. So,
Mhm.
you know, if you go down, well, I talked about the song Water. The first how I even got into shooting videos was like, okay, we had this song Water. It was great. The people was loving it. It had the message. We like, all right, we gonna get a video for this. So I priced the guy for the video. Shout out to Brother Kamal, his connect. The guy charged us like, we wanted $15,000 or something. And I'm thinking like, because we wanted to go up to the dunes, the Sleeping Bear dunes, and shoot it on the water and all that. He was like, for 2 days of shooting, we got to take care of their room and board, and then 15 racks. And then he was like, okay, we can do it for 7,000, because we know Kamal. So I'm thinking like, I didn't know, I had never shot a professional video before, so I didn't know what the price point was like. But I'm thinking like, I was really thinking like, okay, let's see what this is about. Let's do it. I took that 7,000 and bought myself a camera, the lights, and we just been shooting ever since then. And it's like, you know, we could have took that route, but it ain't happened that way. And I'm glad the Most High twisted it that way, because now we got our own in-house video shooting. We control the creativity, and I love doing it. So all praise to the Most High for even doing that way, you know. So
And this brother is very, like I say, very resourceful. He's like I call him like the black Steve Jobs. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, bro, like stuff that we don't even be thinking about and considering. You know what I'm saying? He just be on that. Like,
praises to the Most High.
you know what I'm saying? He was huge with the what you call them things again?
The
NFTs. He went crazy with the NFTs. Then his brother started learning how to like make toys and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shooting videos, making beats. It's just like
man of many talents.
Man of many
all
talents.
praises to the Most High, man.
Yeah.
Like, all the praises go to him, because at the end of the day, it's him who he give the guidance. He give the
That's
wisdom.
right.
You know what I'm saying? The one thing about it, you have to seek. And the Most High, he improve the quality of everything, as long as you got to give him his just due first. You got to acknowledge him in it. If you acknowledge him in it, he gonna bless it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all I can really say about that.
That's right.
So let me ask y'all this:
Mhm.
Are y'all good with the pen, or are you good off the dome?
Pen for sure.
Pen for me.
I back in the day, I say like middle school, high school, I could freestyle, like, you know what I'm saying, for a while. But it's like now, you know what I'm saying, when you get children, when you my mind be like, no, I gotta sit down and actually take my time and write.
Yeah. And I think not to cut you off, I think especially when it comes to dealing with the Most High word, because
Yeah.
you know, you can't, if you're gonna speak in the name of the Most High, you can't just be
saying
saying
whatever.
anything, you know, and that's a big part for me. And like he mentioned earlier, bars, punchlines, and this and that. Like I gotta write that because I want it to be hitting on a level where it's not surface. And I know some people who can go off the top and they bar central, but you know, I like to craft my verses a little bit more and tailor it to the song for one, and make sure I got the Most High message in there right, word for word, because you know his people, they gonna call you on it if you.
That's right.
And he'll call you on it too, but you know.
So let me ask you this: what is your process for a track? You know how some people go in, it takes them 6 hours.
Yeah.
You know, on the other side, they gotta roll up. They gotta take them a little. You feel me? Gotta have the women around. So like, what are you guys' process to making music or making a song?
That's a good question. So for me, and probably, you know, I would say the majority of the brothers that you know, make music in our church, you know, definitely prayer, bro. Like first thing is like, you know, you hear it, like it just depends on the situation. Like sometimes I'll just have something that's on my heart that I feel like the Lord put on my heart. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll go looking for beats to, you know what I'm saying, to compliment that. And then other times it'll be like, oh, I hear a dope beat, and like what would sound like that, like the one one of the ones I sent you was called "Never Going Broke," right?
Yeah.
Soon as I heard that beat, that's what just came to me. I ain't never going broke again.
Okay.
So I was like, but it's like, okay, so you know what I'm saying, I gotta still make it about the Most High. So I'm like, okay, but I ain't never going broke, but it's because I'm rich in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Not the flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but first things first, before I write anything is I pray. I pray to the Lord. I ask him to make sure that I'm doing his will and not my own, that I don't lead his people astray, and that I'm leading souls to him, and that is counted as righteousness towards the kingdom of heaven. I always pray that, you know what I mean? And after that, I get to it. So.
I'm a living testament that, and even before we spoke on this podcast, you know, brother put the prayer out there because, you know, people they're gonna watch this, and ears are gonna hear this. The angels are witnessing this. The Most High is witnessing this. So if any souls come as a part of this or as a result of this, it's all the Most High's ordained doing. The same with the music. You know, hundreds of thousands of people listen. Even if you got 50 players on a song, it could be 50 different people who heard the message. Did you lead the Most High's flock in the right direction for one? So prayer is definitely the main thing for me. Also, like I'm working on a track with this brother right now, and he sent me the beat, but I'm having a hard time writing the verse. So I got to go on them scripts. I got to pray first, then I got to go on them scripts and read about whatever the topic is we reading. If I'm not well versed on it, I got to read. And then that's how I formulate my bars, and I got to have some punchlines in there. So for me, I'm always writing all the time. So even if it's not to a particular song, I'm writing. I just get bars in my head. I write them down, and then I might can throw that in this verse right here because it apply. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's pretty much what it is. I know it had been times where we even had full studio sessions, either at my place, his place, and we just can sit down and write a song. But sometimes, like when I did my last album that dropped, I was working on songs for months, you know, just trying to put them together. But sometimes it's fast like that, and sometimes it's a process.
Anytime we link up, it's fast.
It's fast.
Flat out. Yep. The spirit be working. Like when we link up, like shoot, we definitely knocked out like 2-3 songs in one session. Just you know, through the spirit. You know what I mean? Because like the scriptures say, you know, 2 or more gathered, you know, Christ is in the midst, right? So I can attest to, I definitely make better music when I'm with my brothers, you know what I'm saying, and the spirit is flowing through.
Shout out to Peculiar People too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Peculiar People, we're a part of a collective of artists, you know, in our church called Peculiar People, and you know, we try to bring unity and make sure that, you know, we all come together, even though we are individual artists, we come together and you know, push the Most High's message together.
That's right.
Speaking, before I lose this thought, I want to say like what we were talking about as far as like, you know, making sure we going into prayer, making sure we going into the scripts. I would say that separates what we were talking about earlier when you say, so what would you call y'all type of music? And I say truth music.
Okay.
Right? So, you know, amongst our community, we have a genre, we call it truth music. Okay. And what separates it from, you know, I would say the quote unquote gospel or Christian rap, which, you know, it you can still classify it as that, but you know, what separates truth music from, you know, the traditional quote unquote Christian rap, I would say, is like that very thing what we're talking about. We actually go into the scriptures and we're actually making sure, like, when after you hear what we are rapping about, you actually can learn something. Not that it just make you feel good, but you actually learn something about the Lord that's gonna draw you closer to him. You know what I'm saying? So,
And I want to add to that, like, I know I still listen to secular music from time to time, but I know when I was heavily in it, I think one of the things that allures people to secular music is that they are speaking about something you don't know about. So think about your favorite trap artist. If you're not a trapper, the things they say are going to be very alluring to you, because talking about being in the trap house with the stick, this and that, you don't know nothing about that. So you listen and intrigued, like, wow. And I think the truth music has that same effect on people, because your average person hasn't done no study in the scripture. So when you hear these things, you're allured to, wait, what? What is that? Christ, what? This? And it just brings that same dynamic to something you don't know about. So when you listening, wow, your average Christian artist, what can they say for real, you know, that you haven't heard? So you just might brush that off because it's like, all right, you know, Jesus saves, you know, but when you actually go in depth, the average person don't know the script. So when they hear that stuff, they're like, okay, wait, what? And that's, I think, what makes music intriguing to people, in my opinion.
So let me ask you this. So it's funny that you say that. So I stopped listening to secular music for a couple months, but I kind of went back a tad bit. I listen to Payroll a lot. I love Detroit music. Payroll make me want to get some money.
Right.
You feel me? That's shout out to Pay, because he make me want to get some money. You ain't never going broke again. You feel me? So it's like, for y'all, when a person that don't listen to, or somebody listen to your music, what is the thing that you want people to get out of your music?
The thing I want people to get out of my music is
give it to me in the punchline. Give it to me in the punchline. You feel me?
Oh no, bro, you threw me off with that one.
You feel me?
No, man, like, what I want people to gain from my music, bro, is to anybody who may have been, you know, drawn away from the Lord, whatever the case may be, that it just brings them back to him, right? And it gives people a sense of purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like never going broke. Like, you could almost, you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not glorifying myself. This is all praise to the Most High. You could almost listen to a track like that and not even really know you listening to a song about the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, what I really want. I want to use the gift he gave me to draw people in to be closer to him. Because at the end of the day, that's our duty as men. You know what I'm saying? And when I say men, I mean mankind. You know, the scriptures say that the whole Ecclesiastes 12:13, that the whole duty of man is to fear God and keep his commandments. Our whole duty. So a lot of times people will say, man, what is my purpose in life? What am I supposed to be doing? Like, no, your purpose is to serve the Lord. So whatever gift you have, whatever, you know what I'm saying, gift that the Lord bless you with, you're supposed to use it for him, right? So, like, you have this podcast, you know what I'm saying? You got you know, you got a good lingo. You got the gift of what you call it? Yeah, gift the gab. Or whatever. Yeah,
say that.
Yeah.
They might try to spit that.
No. But you got to get the gab, right? So you using this, and you bring it. You have your platform open, and it's positive. You're interviewing people from all different walks of life, and then you also give brothers, you know what I'm saying, like me and this brother, opportunities to, you know, draw people in closer to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It all works together for his purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I hope I answered the question.
I think they say the saying is, God's gift to you is the gift he gave you, and your gift back to him is what you do with it.
Yep.
That's a bar. You talk about a bar. You talk about a bar. You say the punchline. That's it right there.
Yeah. And I mean, same exact thing for me. You know, I just, when people, because the thing about it is, I know I've been there where because music touches people. Like we can't ignore that. And even though we've been under this secular music wave, it has influenced our people to do negative for so long. It has that power. It has that power. And we can look over the last 20 years of what music, the role it has played in our people, the demise of our people. And I'm just trying to reverse that. If it be the Most High will, I'm trying to reverse that. So the music that I put out, I want you to get that same feeling that you would get from secular music, from this music, that it encourages you to do righteous instead of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, you know, the average person is ignorant to certain things, right? But it's our job, for those who know, we got to try to put it out there. So, you know, the vitamins might not taste good, but they good for you. And it's the same thing with this music. I want to make the music that sound good, but it got to be good for you too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I got young children. My son, he want to hear this. He want to hear this brother music all the time. He want me to play.
I want to hear him.
Man, they want to play. They know what they want to hear. Yeah. And if I put on something secular, he like, no, that's not that song. So, and that's what I do it for. And above all, like you mentioned, like in Matthew 25, the talents that the Most High give us, we gotta double, triple them things up. So if he giving me talents and gifts, I gotta try to use that to bring sheep to him, bring people to him. I don't know who listening to the music and when, but they might hear it. And like he said, you might not even know. We got a brother Dave who was driving Uber. He said he played the music and people don't even, they like, wait, what? They don't know that that's truth music. But when you hear something in there, that might bring that person to either open the scripts, look it up at least. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep a law too. You never know. So that's what I want people to get from my music.
And I'm sorry, I wanted to magnify something you said, because I hope I don't lose my thought, but it's also like something to fight back with. And then when I say that, I mean like, you know, because, you know, the battle we in is spiritual, right?
Yep.
And it's something to fight back with, because, you know, rap, hip hop, even though it started off positively, it's done so much negative to our community, to our people, right? And, you know, I would say evil understands that the power that you have with in music, right? You know, for example, when we teach children ABCs, right? We don't teach them A, B, C,
Teach them in a
D.
song.
You teach them in a song, right? So when you want someone to learn something, the best way to do it is to put it in a song. And a lot of times, you know, let's say I come across some new knowledge in the scriptures. If I can write a rap on it, then that means that I know I learned it, right? So that I just wanted to amplify that, you know, music is a tool to help others learn. And since Satan has used it amongst us, you know, it's our tool to fight back. You know what I'm saying? In the spirit.
So I know one thing, when I see people that do gospel rap, true rap, the support not always there. You know, you got more support on the secular side. So how do you guys keep pushing? Or is this, or you guys feel like you guys are being backed 100% like you should?
Yes.
I just want to speak on that just off the strength that because it's a daily battle, especially when you're dealing with this music, and you can't do it for that. You can't do it to see who backing you. At the end of the day, this is the Most High's message going out. How many people thoroughly read the Bible out of all the population? Not that many. So if you're gonna be speaking those words, you might not get that backing ever, but you got to keep going. The thing that keeps me going with this is feeding the Most High sheep. If we on that path and the Most High bless the music, then he blessed the music. But I can't do it for that, because then you will fall off into that, oh man, why I ain't getting this? Why I ain't getting the plays, this and that? Because the Most High word is not magnified in the earth. So you're not gonna get the mass support. You're just not. The sooner you be okay with that, feed the sheep, make sure the message getting out. Even if you got 2-3 views on something, you touch 2 or 3 people with the word. You gotta, and I only speak on that because I'm guilty of it. Oh man, I did 8,000, you know. But at the end of the day, I gotta fight myself on that every time, because it's not about that. As soon as I get caught in that trap, you won't make a song because dang man, the last one only did 4,000. Right. Nope. Keep making the Most High music for his people, feeding them, and then whatever happens as a result of that happens as a result of that.
That's right. And you know, the Lord, he's going to use it for him, for his purpose, right? And I'll say, like, you know what I'm saying, on a large scale of things, you know, if you want to talk about in terms of support, you know, we know that the majority of people, it's just something about our flesh, we're going to flock to evil, right?
Right.
So you know, I would say on the large scale of things, maybe not, but within our community,
We got it.
we heavily support it,
Heavily
right?
supported.
And then what the crazy, you know, the great thing about the Lord is that, you know, when it's for his purpose and he sees fit for it to be amplified, he amplifies it. Like I say this, for example, I do this thing called 60-second flex on Instagram, right?
Okay.
And you know, I'll kind of like do teachings, but like on, you know, on beats, you know what I'm saying? I and talk about you know, a mass variety of different things. But long story short, in the midst of the whole, you know, I'll say the sickness that went on,
Pandemic.
you know, I put out something, right? And you know, I've gotten more attention, you know, even in the world of doing music since I've been making music for the Lord than I've ever gotten in my whole life
That's right.
in making
That's right.
secular music.
That's right.
I've had like Teddy Riley reposted my video one time. It got 200,000 something views or whatever the case may be. It went viral, went crazy, right? And this was in the midst of that whole pandemic thing, right? And you know, it wasn't because of me. I didn't even like the way it was set up. Like I did it on one of those little you know, when you go laser tag, what you call them lights?
Neon light.
Yeah, them little neon lights, so you couldn't really see my face, right?
Okay.
But so it wasn't about me, but I believe that the Lord did it because the message, and He wanted to warn the people, right? And what better way to warn the people than to have somebody with status repost it, and now it's amplified, right?
Right.
So you know, I like I say, Thai tribute. I mean, Ghost. It's been I've got a lot of, you know, secular artists have liked my music, shared it. You know what I mean? I've gotten a follow from, you know, some, you know, prominent people or whatever. But again, this is all because the Most High is doing it for His choosing, right? It's nothing.
Right.
It's not nothing to do with me, right? And so as support, you know, I think we get the support that we supposed to get.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
And I just wanted to just double dip that chip. Like, shout out to all of the family, because the family,
yeah,
this body, this church,
Yeah.
they gonna play that music.
yeah, that's right.
They gonna play that music. They pulling up to the church playing it. They playing it at the holy days. You got brothers in different states. We playing their music. They playing our music. They reposting. So the body, the church is tapped in. They playing the music. That's the support we need. And they the ones who, I'm sure I can speak for this brother. They keep us going, because as soon as they tell me, hey, when is the next drop? I'm like, if that one person in the body asks me, I'm about to drop something for him.
Right.
But just because, like, it don't need to be everybody. You know what I'm saying? But so shout out to y'all, all the family. We love y'all. I love y'all. And we appreciate the support, because, like you said, it's not there from the mass popular. So we need somebody to keep us going.
So on the bigger scale, I know the goal is to get the word out. That's that's on a smaller scale. What's the goal? Is y'all want to deal? Do y'all want be under? You know what I'm saying? What's some of the smaller goals that y'all want?
I just want to lead a soul to Christ, bro.
Okay.
Like, just lead it. Like, if I never get any type of deal or any type, because I mean, I don't really want no record deal, but if I never get, you know, any quote unquote recognition, if it's getting recognition in the heavens, that's what I want. Like, if somebody say, like, bro, like, man, that song that you did really led me to Christ. It really saved my life. It really, you know what I'm saying, made me start looking more into the scriptures. Like, that's what I do it for, bro.
Beautiful.
That's it.
And I say too, like, and I can speak for myself on this. You know, the scriptures say not to muzzle the ox that tread the corn, right? So, no, we're not looking for no deals, because who gonna give us the deal? Are you do I have to minimize the Most High's message? Do I have to do? No, we're not doing none of that. But the Most High has a way of feeding His flock. So streams do make money. So if it get blessed in that way, that can be the Most High's return. And nobody looking to get rich, or you know what I'm saying. But whatever He provide in monetary terms from off the music, hey, that's just a little feather in the cap compared to what we actually doing for the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Bringing these souls, because money is, man, it's a defense, but what is it for real in comparison?
But so this not again. This is just me. I believe that for sure you putting the word out there, Lord. This is unto you, but I also believe that whatever you ask God for, you will receive. Is according to His riches and glory. And I don't believe in nothing wrong with it, Lord. I want this to bubble. You feel me? Like I want it to bubble. Like this is my craft. Like this, I put my heart and my soul. Of course, this is into you, but I really feel like it needs to be more down to earth, true hearted people that is dedicated to God that need to get this out. Because I've heard so many times where people have got into that genre of music and they change up. So I think it need to be that people that's organic, that know what they're there for. To kind of, no, we ain't doing it for that. We doing it for this. And then they can open the door to have more real people come in and start changing stuff up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's I'll say, and I'm not saying it's impossible, right? But it's hard in music in the sense of who runs music, right?
Sure.
And who runs music is not gonna want, you know what I'm saying, that type, like,
just keep it hard. Keep it a book, man.
Yeah, right. It's hard to get that type of status in the music industry and not, I ain't gonna say sell your soul, but just change it up, right? Like start watering stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Because, me, when I rap about something, I don't, when it comes to the Lord, I don't sugarcoat it. Like I just say it. I say what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't have nobody tell me like, maybe you should say something this way, or the Lord will still get glorified if you just like, no, I'm gonna say it how I say it. And I know that if it's His will, he gonna make that thing pop anyway. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it's just, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with you too.
I'm with you.
Saying. But it's gonna have to be the Most High timing and will.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I started by saying, if we seeking that, we in it for the wrong reason.
Exactly.
The Most High gonna put things on the path that you need. So if He bless it and make it bubble, all right, then definitely all praises to the Most High. Ain't nobody gonna be like, oh, Most High, no, keep the streams. I don't need that.
Right.
No, ain't nobody gonna turn it down. But what we in it for is not the gain. It's not great gain, because godliness with contentment is great gain. So if we content just by showing ourselves approved and putting that word out there, that's great gain. And then whatever else added on, that's just a bonus.
That's just a bonus. Because look at David, right? Look at King David, right? The Lord asked him, like, you know what I'm saying, what is your desires? What do you want, right? And he said, just give me wisdom. He said, because who could judge such a people, right? I'm going to be over your people, right? Just give me wisdom, Lord. And the Lord told him, he said, like, I'm paraphrasing, right? But he told him, he said, you could have asked for riches, women, because you didn't ask for these things and you asked for wisdom. I'm going to give you wisdom and all of that. You get what I'm saying? So it's just it's how your mental is. If your mental is in the right space and your spirit is in the right space, the Lord will magnify it according to His will.
I always say that what you want to do, you got to have a purpose. So it's like, why would God give you $10 million if you don't have no plan for $10 million?
Right.
Yep.
So a lot of people in church don't got $10 million because for one, they don't have a $10 million plan.
Right.
So what I do, Lord, I'm going to have a $100 million plan. So whenever you drop this in my lap, all right, I'm going to go.
Go. And the scriptures say that. It say, you mentioned earlier, if you ask, right, but you ask amiss, and you can also ask to consume on your lust, and the Most High he not gonna give you that because you asking to consume on your lust. So I'm right there with you on the plan. If you're not gonna do the Most High will with it, you'll never get it.
For sure.
You'll never get
So
it.
I'm gonna tell y'all even about this. When I was talking to bro on the phone about this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast, I didn't want to start it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because God told me, hey, if you're gonna start it, you gotta be transparent. One thing about me, I keep everything on the hip like a glizzy. You feel me?
Right.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I keep it to myself.
Right.
Like God, this. I'm in a rough space right now. So what do you want me to do? Hey, if you want to start this podcast, you gotta be transparent.
That's right.
So I tell people, even when they come on the show, if I gotta keep it a bean, you gotta keep it a bean.
That's right.
Ain't no other way.
Yeah, ain't no other way.
When I get on here, I don't want to say that I tell it all, but I tell it all
Mm-hmm.
because people that not in a lot of time, people in church or people of God, image is everything.
Mm-hmm.
We want to look like something that's not true,
That's right.
and we don't tell people what's truth.
That's right.
And they don't think that we go through real stuff just because we love God or serve God. We go through probably worse stuff than they do
Absolutely.
That's right.
because the devil be on our heels.
That's right.
I mean, that's 100. That's what it is. When you think that you live some type of, you know what I'm saying? I was just reading this, but the scriptures tell you that, who the Lord love, he chastised.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And if he chastise you not,
Then he treated you then you're gonna be as a bastard and not sons, right? So it's like, when you accept Christ, that's when the trouble coming. That's when the trouble coming. He gonna test you and see if you really about him, right? Because he said, you can't just love him in word, you gotta love him in deed. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
it's crazy because it's crazy y'all saying that. And this brother know. I just dropped an album. It's called Spirit Trillionaire, and it's just basically talking about being rich in the spirit and not in gain and not in material things. And I'm not saying that it's anything wrong with that, but while I'm writing these songs, Spirit Trillionaire, Thou Art Rich, I'm losing material things, whether it be from theft or whatever. I'm losing these things as I'm writing this album, and I had to look at it. And I'm like, see, the Most High, He not gonna let you. What Brother Shaq say? You're not gonna skate up in here.
Right.
I'm talking about being spiritually rich. The Most High, like, okay, bet you talking it. You making the music. Let's see. So I'm losing things. I lost my car from theft. I lost the camera. Had to get a new one. All these different things that's going on while I'm making this album. And I'm looking back. I'm like, man, this seemed like something you would see on Unsung or something like. But it's true. I'm writing these songs, and when I started the album, everything was gravy. soon as I say, Spirit Trillionaire, Thou Art Rich, you can take it all. Soon as I write the lines and record the song, I wake up, my truck gone from in front of my house, things like that. And it's like, I'm looking like, man, this is real. You can't fake it with the Most High, because He up here watching, like, okay, yeah, you just said what? Nah, it gotta be real.
that's right.
It gotta be real because you putting this message out to my people. So, and when you talk about being real, man, I know for me, anytime I put words on paper, I got to be ready to live what I'm saying. If I'm not already, because the Most High, He got a way. He going to show you like, okay, yeah.
I always tell people, don't hide your scars.
No.
You know why you don't hide your scars? Because, for one, it's evidence that you made it out.
That's right.
And evidence you didn't been through something.
That's right. Yeah.
I go believe what you say. I'm going to believe what I see.
Yeah, that's right.
You going to tell me that you been in war. You can say that. Oh, yeah. But when you start seeing me cuts and
That's
bullet
facts.
wounds, oh, yeah, he been in war. But since he's still standing there,
He done made it out.
he done made it out.
Right.
And I think we don't tell people that. And we as young men, whether in music, whether in podcasts, whether in ministry, we got to start telling the truth.
Tell the truth, yeah.
Truth music.
There you go. Hey, that's real, bro. Like, because we in our culture, facades get bigged up so much, bro. It's like so it's like that's key what you saying. It's like we have to tell the truth. And I'm thankful to the Lord that I don't have to worry about that no more. Like, I don't have to worry about trying to make myself look cool for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not my purpose no more. I can, be upfront and say, hey, this is what I went through. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I overcame it. You know what I'm saying? And you can overcome it as well through Christ. You know what I mean? So, like you say, like, we got to tell the truth, bro. Like, that's important.
It's all about the testimony.
Testimony, yeah.
It's all about the testimony.
So I know we getting closer to get up out of here. So I got a couple questions before we close for both of y'all.
Yeah.
So for one, if Jesus was standing in front of you, what's two questions you would ask him?
What would I ask Christ if he was standing in front of me? I mean, I don't know that I would I don't know, bro. I never thought about that. I don't know that I would ask him anything. I probably would just thank him. What would I ask him? You gonna have to come back to me. You got something?
I think I had to ask him, you know, how do I truly take up my cross and follow you?
There you go.
Like
a good one.
that's one thing.
Yeah.
And shout out to my Shaq, man. I'm gonna have to ask him, what time is it? What's the real time? Where we at with this thing? You know what I'm saying?
Well, he don't know. Remember?
God, he no man
tell
know.
you.
God.
Yeah.
If he do tell you, they ain't got it.
Yeah. Oh, he say only my father
No,
own.
God.
But that's a good one, bro. Like, I would ask him probably more something about self-examining, which, you know what I mean, like, everybody really know deep down like what they need to work on,
right.
but you know, to hear it come from his mouth, like, look, son, you want to see me in this kingdom, you're gonna have to fix this.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
That's right.
I would definitely ask him that. And yeah, I don't know, bro. That's probably about it.
All right, so for my last question, what is one thing that you would tell a young brother that's trying to get into music? What's one piece of advice that you would tell him?
Somebody trying to get into music, I would tell them that if they're to live their truth, right? Don't try to impress nobody else, right? Because it just won't get you anywhere. You'll lose yourself trying to impress others. Two, I would hope the person, would, be wanting to make the music for the Lord. So I would tell them, like, to find your purpose, be real, and use the talent that the Lord gave you, right, for his glory, not for your own glory. And if you do that, the Lord will increase you. So
Yeah, I'll probably say the same thing. One, stay true and use these gifts to always bring glory to the Most High. And I don't know if this is gonna sound carnal, but learn how to mix, master, and record yourself. Because the reason why I say that is because I know me, the music I've been able to put out is because I always had a studio in my possession at my leisure. So I can just go in there and work on my craft, record whenever I want. I got the Most High give me an idea at 3 a.m. I can go in there, record it, at least lay it down, practice, get my sound right, and it just it's basically like anything else. If you got a craft you working on, pour into it. So you talked about the videos earlier in the music. You have to get it right if you're gonna bring it to the Most High. The reason why the Most High did not accept Cain's sacrifice, because he did not bring his first fruits that came from the ground. He brought, all right, I'm gonna keep the first fruits for me, and then I'm gonna bring No, you can't do that. So if you're gonna come to the Most High with something, you gotta put your all into it, because he ain't short step when he gave us life, when he gave us breath, even the talents that he give you. Whatever talent it is, if you a hooper, you can shoot the D's real good. Well, I don't care what it is, he gonna give you the talent, and he ain't gonna give you just a little pinch of it. So at the same time, we have to do the same thing. So glorify the Most High with your music and learn how to produce the music on your own. You don't want to be binded by the time of somebody else. You know what I mean? And that just goes with anything. If I'm gonna learn how to be in the gym, how to shoot, how to play hoops, I'm gonna be in the gym all the time. You know what I'm saying? I might have to get my own rim in the backyard, so I don't gotta get a gym membership and I can only go when they open. No, I'm gonna build me a hoop if I have to. You know what I'm saying? So
no, that's key. That's gonna help you perfect your craft. So that's a good one. Like, take the time to perfect your craft. You know what I mean? And be in a position where you don't got to depend on nobody else. That's a huge one too. Because I remember them times, man, when I used to have to save money for studio time. You know what I mean? Like, trying to have a budget for studio time, for beats, for all of that, but the more self-sufficient you become, you ain't got to worry about those things. You can just focus more on the music.
And I know for me, anytime I was in anybody else's studio, even if I go to this brother's studio, I need to be able to play it back 100 times, get that volume right, get that delay right, and you just don't have that leisure with somebody else's studio. So.
Well, I appreciate y'all, man.
Man, that's it.
Much, that's it, man. Much love, much support. Wait, but before I go, now
Yeah.
I always had a question.
Yeah.
The thing that you guys wear on the sides, what does that represent?
I'll tell you in 1 second.
Go ahead, bring that script
So
out.
we go to Numbers chapter 15.
Yes, sir. I'll read for you. You want to expound?
Okay. So you can go Numbers 15 and 38.
All right. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38. It says, "Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes."
So fringes, that's what we have here. That's, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but that's what you see right here.
Okay.
Fringes. You'll also see another version where people will actually like sew them all the way around their garment or shirt or whatever. But go ahead.
"Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue."
So you also have a ribbon of blue. So if you can't really see it on camera, but if you look closely, there's a ribbon of blue, amongst the fringes. If we had it on our shirts, it would be a ribbon of blue across the shirt, and then the fringe up under that. Go ahead.
This is verse 39. "And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord."
So that's the purpose of it. You're supposed to be able to look upon it and remember the Lord's law to keep his commandments.
Okay.
It's your reminder to keep his commandments. So, in the world, we get tattoos and stuff like that. No, your real reminder is supposed to be the fringes.
Okay.
"And do them that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye use to go a-whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your power."
So that's the purpose of it, is to actually wear these and remember the Lord's law and the importance of his law, and let it be a reminder, to others, right? And to yourself. Now, I will say this, right? Like Paul says, you be all things to all men so that you may gain a few, right? So, I'm not gonna, wear them at work or something like that, right? If I have to be somewhere in business attire, it just depends on the setting that you're in, right? I know where to pick and choose to wear them, right? And it's not that I'm trying to, step away from the Lord's law,
Right.
but the most important thing is living the law.
Right.
It's not wearing it, it's living it, right? So I say that to say that, just because we're wearing these fringes, right? The main thing is to follow Christ, keep the Lord's commandments. That's your main thing. It's not about, being like the scriptures say, being a Jew outwardly, but inwardly, right? So,
Because even Christ, when he talked about the Pharisees and scribes, he said that they make bold their borders and their phylacteries. So they had the fringes, the beards, the phylacteries, but they wasn't living the law like they was having other people do, or the bondage that they was putting on other people via the law. They wasn't living it themselves. So we're not gonna sit up here and say not to do it, but make sure your inside is right before you want to. Just like you just talked about, we don't want
Matthew 23 and 5. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
The scriptures say, prove all things, and you just
Go on. Got this Esau here. It's hard to.
I just
you
know
got the scroller.
I always wanted to.
I-
I always wanted to know. So I
No, that's that. I'm glad you asked that, because that's key. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 23 and verse 5. But all their works.
Start at verse 2. I'm
All right,
sorry.
I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 1.
All right.
We got time. Then spoke Jesus to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat.
So they want to sit in Moses' seat, right? But keep reading.
All therefore, whosoever they had you observe, what that observe and do, but do not ye after their works. For
So all you see them, all they say, do what they say,
right,
because they're speaking the law. The Pharisees knew the law like it was nothing.
right.
They're gonna speak the law, but he said what? Keep reading.
But do ye not after their works, for
Don't-
they say and do not.
Don't do after their works, because they gonna tell you, hey, this is that law on that. This is what you're supposed to be doing, but they not gonna live it, right?
I'm gonna read verse 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. So,
Hey, brother, why you ain't got no fringes on? Like, why you not doing this? The law say you supposed to do that. Why you not doing this? But they not doing it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men.
It's to be seen of men, right? Dang, look how fly I am with these on, you know? Like look at all of this I got going on for myself, but it's for the glory of man. It's vanity. It's vain. It's not for the Lord. Go ahead.
They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments,
Fringes to the flow. But what?
and love the uppermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogue.
They want to sit. They want to sit at Moses' seat. They want to, be seen, right? But they're not doing the work. They're not actually living the scriptures. The most important thing is to live it. The book of James says to be doers of the word and not just
only
hearers only,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So, I'm glad you asked that question. That's why we wear them to our reminder of the law. But the most important thing is to actually physically, and spiritually do your best to keep the law of God through Christ.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Again, this is the Prodigal Son podcast. I'm Vincent Warren, aka Mr. Dominate. We out.
God, then you know I'm chasing. I'm trying to dominate life like them Bible stories. If you ain't die on the cross, you